send us maybe text messages in 07 45 84 96 22. You can do WhatsApp. You can share with us. Tell us where you are watching us from. How is this thing going to work out for the good of the people of this country? How are we going to solve this problem? Because we need to solve a problem once and for all. And maybe I come to a question where somebody is asking, do you think this is somebody's agenda or the agenda of the people? Steve, this comes to you directly. And then another person here, Grace watching, Elizabeth, Melly, nice to see you, Steve. Mel Creatives following the conversation, karibu sana. Na wengine wengi. Please send us your views. Tell us where you are watching us from. And in fact, let us look at a city of Nairobi, where it is the heart of the economy of this country, if I may speak, so to speak, because that's where the businesses are, that is where everything is taking place. And the opposition has taken the city, a ransom, so to speak, and they are going to stop. Because I'm sure very well, Steve Apostle, that on Monday, many people are going to extend their weekend.
There is a kind of, we have to speak out the truth without fear, and say things as they are. There is that kind of, because some people are already trying to reflect what we have had in some, the past years. So there is that kind of tension where somebody is trying to imagine, what if I wake up in the morning and on my way to work, then I find that kind of situation maybe on the road. So we are having that situation where everybody's just waiting to see how it's going to go, and maybe what will be the approach of the government to approach or maybe to counter that problem. Sure. Whether this issue or the whole thing is about a person or about the people, that is the question that every citizen needs to really sit down and try to investigate. It's an answer that everybody needs to answer, not only Apostle Steve here. Sure. Because we are used to this one thing. When politicians want to push his interest, maybe he wants to express whatever he feels that is not right, they will always use the people. Sure. And some of our leaders are on record saying that they are going to invoke the power of the people, which is now the right of going outside there and demonstrating. But there is a question that we must ask ourselves. It's not the first time we are doing this. Okay, sure. It's not the first time that we are having a call out of let's go outside there and demonstrate. There was a time even we were told to boycott some products. I don't know whether you remember that time.
Yes.
So this is not the first time we are having this kind of approach. Now the question everybody needs to ask and answer maybe at the same time: has it ever worked in the past? And if it has never worked, that when you try the same thing and you get the same results, and those results are not really desirable, is not what you want, what are you supposed to do? You change the approach.
Which is
now the demonstration has not worked, has not helped anybody in this country.
Government can only listen to demonstrations.
I'm not against. It's a right. It's a right allocated in the constitution, and I think even our opposition leaders are capitalizing on that. But again, we have to be honest enough to face the reality and be able even to anticipate and say, after you do this, then you can expect this.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we know the outcome of what maybe will be happening on Monday. If they go on with the plans of demonstrating, and the whole thing is about going to State House, I don't know whether we are going to State House to drop. State House is not a judicial house. No. That is an executive house. There are places where we can assemble and present our petition. And those places, everybody knows where those places are located. Sure. They are not located at State House. No. So this is purely and abuse of democracy. If they can authoritatively state it like that, to me it's an abuse of democracy. Because if you want the right thing to be done, then you have to be the first person to do the right thing. If you can walk in the right way, and then somebody there does something that is against what is right, then you have the moral authority to correct that other person. But if you cannot walk on the path of the justice, you cannot walk on the path of the rule of law, you cannot walk on the path of, making peace, then you don't have the moral authority of trying to correct or rebuke anybody that is not doing that. So what I can say for now, I am not sure whether this whole thing is about us. It could be about me and not us. It's a matter of an individual or an interest of somebody.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
When you talk about the abuse of democracy, now I think democracy, I think in our previous shows, when we were talking about rule of law, democracy and such growth, we also discovered and uncovered the fact that some people in Kenya are democracy themselves individually.
Some people,
if they speak, then that is democracy too.
That is democracy.
Yeah.
And things don't happen as per their definition.
Yes, yes.
Then, according to them, democracy has not prevailed. Let me say this. But Paul, even when you are married and you have a wife, you cannot just wake up in the morning and carry that woman and take the woman to her parents and then say to the parents, I am tired of this woman and I've returned your daughter.
Yes.
First of all, they will have to ask you some questions.
Yes.
What could be the reason that maybe has led to you returning our daughter? There is a process that someone has to go through before they arrive into a conclusion that this matter has no remedy. Okay. Now, we have not yet witnessed any petition in any institution. Okay. Because if that maybe is the case, like we want to solve the issues to do with either maybe somebody is misusing the power or misusing their office, and that's why we are having the cost of living, or maybe somebody deliberately has refused to do what they're supposed to do so that to serve the Kenyans. There are institutions that you can approach and they petition those kind of issues. For instance, we all know that the issues of budget are not debated in status, are debated in the floor of the house. Actually, let me say this one. Right now, even the current president that we have, I'm very sure our president knows that there are things that he cannot even just wake up in the morning and make that decision. They have to be taken in the parliament. We have a government that the style of it is the parliamentary system, where the budget is, we are talking right now, is being debated in parliament. And if maybe there is something that needs to be done that can lower the cost of living, then that thing can only be done in one place, and that is the place where the debate is happening, not in the street. Let's not lie ourselves. let's not lie ourselves. There is no enough demonstration that will lower the cost of living. There is no enough demonstration that is going to lower the cost of living. But if we can use the right channels, you see, if, for example, the opposition leaders have maybe attempted maybe to petition something, they tried to maybe petition, and then maybe the petition does not maybe go through, and they take the same issue on the floor of the house, and the issue maybe does not go through, then at that point, if they call the demonstration, we will understand them. We will understand them, because at that point, maybe they will say, we have tried to petition this issue, and the judiciary did not listen to us. We have tried to use the channel of parliament, and the parliament did not also listen to us. Then from there, if they call for those mass action, we will be in a position to understand now the issue is not about any individual, it's about us. But right now, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that.
It has
We
not
haven't
yet come
seen
out.
that. Yeah. And things cannot be only right because they have been done according to your definition. You have to get to a point where, if you're talking about democracy, you have to get to a point where you also respect the opinion of other people. Yes.
Okay. I think we are looking at a situation where, you know, the difference of the votes that